Hello and welcome back. I almost was late because I was eating Cheez-Its and playing Bejeweled. I mean, let's be real here.
Let's be real, yeah.
So I have not watched, I watched about 15 minutes of the Puppy Bowl and I'll watch the rest after we get off. I think I can buy it and watch it at my leisure so that the tree will come down while watching the Puppy Bowl and life will be proper once more.
That's wise.
So, Team Fluff looking cute, Team Rough looking strong. So sometimes I wish they would actually put fluffy dogs on Team Fluff. Mm-hmm. For those who are not in the States or who are in the States and unfamiliar, on Super Bowl Sunday, Animal Planet for the last 17 years has been doing this thing called the Puppy Bowl, in which they have dogs that are available for adoption, and they spotlight each of them, and they just have this little arena that they play in, and whichever puppy wanders across any of the end zones, either of them, with a toy in mouth, gets a touchdown.
That's amazing.
They have the water bowl camera looking up so you can see them like drinking their water. One year they had hedgehog cheerleaders.
That's amazing.
They lean really, really hard in with all the cheesy puns, and I am 100% there for it. So
I suspect most of their audience is.
It runs in the afternoon before game time, but it's on reruns or whatever. And I'm pretty sure I can buy it on like Amazon Prime or something and watch it this evening. So yeah, it's cute, it's fun, it's very fluffy, and therefore taking down my holiday tree while watching it is totally something. And they spotlight each of the adoption agencies. So that you can see like who in your area might have puppies and that sort of thing. And none of the dogs featured in it have ever not found a forever home. A lot of them are placed before the Puppy Bowl even launches via the staff and the other people working on the program and their families. So yeah. So let's see, pop it into the comments. MM Ward, totally right there with me for the Puppy Bowl. Doc didn't even know it was still a thing. Andy skipped a superb owl party in favor of this hangout. I think they had an owl once as like the judge for Puppy Bowl. Like up in like the room, like hoot hoot. It was adorable. It was adorable. There were kitten cheerleaders one year as well, definitely. So, but yeah. I occasionally pay attention to the Super Bowl in such that I enjoy the commercials and eating lots of junk food.
My husband does the taxes on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, I used to try to do them, but then 3 years in a row, I had the "yes, you are insured" statement come in halfway through February, and I had to resubmit. And that was annoying.
That is annoying.
Yeah. It's like, all your W-2s have to be out, but your medical tax form eventually shows up. So it's annoying. It's annoying very much.
Vampires for the win.
Lee has reassured us that the kitties are the halftime show. So that's what that is. Excellent. So, and Andy would like everyone to know that if you watch What We Do in the Shadows TV series, you'll find the origin of the superb owl party. So yeah. I know your week has been kind of crappy.
I'm not going to say it was bad.
Okay. Outside of family stuff, how was it?
Outside of family stuff, it was meh. But I'm glad to have answers and
Yeah.
it's 90% beatable. And like she starts treatment on Friday,
Good.
and
Wow.
like she's feeling really good right now because she just got out of the hospital, and like her blood levels are great,
Okay.
and her like everything's great. So the sooner we can start treatment, the better.
Right. Oh, definitely. 100%. 100%. I don't know how specific you want it to be on this channel, so.
For those who are unaware, my mother now has been diagnosed with lymphoma. So we're, in the very, very early stages, which is a blessing as well. So, like, the sooner we can get her treated, the better.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope the treatment is effective and everything else, and everything,
Yeah, I think it'll be great. And she's got a really strong support system. And like, I've got a really strong support system. My husband has a really strong support me. So it'll be good.
Yeah, that's really, really encouraging, because not having an answer is rough. And
That was scary. That was stressful and scary and not great.
Yeah.
And
having a plan of action is,
we shall be victorious.
Right. It's so hard when you don't know what you can do, when, you're sitting on your thumbs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Better to catch it early. Absolutely.
Yeah. On my side of things, Baby Watch 2021, no niece yet. Keep an eye out. No niece yet. Any day now. She's due on the 12th, which brings me to my next subject, which is I am not live streaming on Valentine's.
Okay.
So I'll be back the week after, but I'm taking next Sunday off. The baby is going to show up this week or next. I mean, definitely.
Definitely.
People may want to, pay attention to maybe the person they live with on Valentine's. I don't know. You do you, but I'm just going to.
I will be in my blanket fort. So.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah, Mama Ward. Hi, Maggie.
So, right. Did we want to introduce ourselves now that we have?
I guess we could. I guess if you don't know me already, I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, you can check me out at this address on YouTube, and I'll help you out.
Do I have your updated info there? Let me show. Yes, because I have both your channels now.
Okay, and if you're looking to be a witch, you're a witch, you can check me out at the Witch of Tilwiteg, which is down in the description.
Sweet. And I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I write fantasy. I am not published yet, but as of yesterday, I'm a professional speaker. I talked about establishing a social media presence and got paid for it yesterday.
Yeah!
It's super exciting. I've talked about it before, but this was like solo 2-hour, lecture, presentation, something, whatever they call it. So yeah, that
webinar? I don't know.
Seminar? Yeah, sure. We'll call it a seminar. So yeah, it was really exciting. They heard me talk at Worldcon and invited me to talk with the writing group. So networking actually worked. Who knew?
Yay!
So you can find my writing tips and writerly musings on my website, my blog, my podcast. Everywhere is Morgan Hazelwood. Links you can find in the link tree below. So.
You had a really good post lately. The one that you posted this week. Is really good.
Getting your manuscript the right length?
Yes.
Okay. Last week was commas.
Yes. This week was because I am in the boat where my manuscript is a little too short.
Yeah. So, new subplot or new point of view character?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I mean, they work. So,
yeah.
Oh, my dad got a publishing contract.
Congrats to him.
Yeah, he's going small pub. He got a short story published through the Ring of Fire Press, which publishes the 1632 universe or whatever, by Eric Flint. And they just opened up to publishing manuscripts that are outside of their universe. And he put forward a sci-fi novel that he has, and they said yes.
That's
so he
awesome.
is over the moon, totally excited. And I told him I was going to buy a copy and he has to sign it. And he's like, I was going to send you one. I'm like, no. Let me give you a sale here.
Let me give you a sale.
Right. So yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So yeah, it's a super exciting week. So yeah. What are you working on this week? Are you working on your co-write story or some of your own stuff?
I was working on planning for the week.
Okay.
So I might do a little bit of that. I'm trying a new font for my week stuff. It's like
nice.
a tattoo sort of font.
And it's got like a fade to it. It's got an ombre.
Which I did with crayons, of all things, because that's what I happen to have on hand. So I'll be doing week planning, and I'll be working on the co-writing Mahuzit.
Cool. I will never catch up. I'm doing too many things at once because
I am as well. I just mapped out my projects for the week in the hopes that I will be able to knock something out.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying for 10K again on my space fantasy.
When are you doing that?
This month.
Oh,
not this weekend.
Okay.
February.
For the month of February.
Right.
More than doable.
Yeah. But I also have obviously the blog stuff, and I promised someone who's done some beta reading for me to beta read their manuscript, and I've got to do all the reading for the group that I slush read for their spring issue. And, I just feel like I'm always behind. There's always stuff that's not getting done. I spent 3-4 hours and sent out some actual queries this week. I queried 4 agents and I submitted 3 short stories to different publishers. So I'm back on the,
on the query train.
Yeah.
All right.
More like the query trenches, but
more like the query trenches. But
yeah.
And here's to actually hearing back from somebody.
I do like to look at their websites, and some of them are like, oh, if you don't hear back, move on. And some are like, we will respond within 6 weeks. So I give them 9 weeks and usually hear back in that time frame.
Right on.
Always give them time and a half. Before, they're just not going to be. Agents move as fast as writers do, which
and artists and
we kind of march to our drummer kind of thing going on there. So, but yeah, I'm back in the trenches, and my spam folder has never been so empty because I keep checking it just in case, because I know people who have had requests end up in their spam, and so
that sucks.
Yeah, and they found it like 4 months later, right? So I check mine regularly when I'm querying.
Wow. So people are like, yeah, crayons, and these are like fancy schmancy crayons.
Ooh.
They're like, you twist the bottom so they never get like stubby and weird. Like they're always sharp. They're always sharp.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
I've heard those before.
I actually inherited them from my mother-in-law.
Okay.
I don't know why she had them, but they're mine now.
Maybe she got them during the coloring book craze.
Maybe.
Maybe as a gift. I don't know if they were used or not.
She was a volunteer at a hospital, so that could very well be as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I've been ignoring the chat while we were chatting. So let's see. What have we missed? Bruce is here. Hello. Giving a shout out to a tax doing spouse. Kelly agrees the HSA form never shows up on time. Spence joined us. Doc is here. Everybody's glad that they found your mother's lymphoma early.
Yeah. Really early, which is amazing.
Yeah. Mama Ward is here with a coffee caramel frappe.
I'm kind of jelly.
Doc reminded me that he's still doing the writers group on Valentine's, so I might go. We'll see.
There is a possibility that I might be able to go as well if you are open to people going to the meeting.
Yeah, as far as I know, he is. So.
Okay, cool.
Let's see.
Hook me up with details.
Yeah. Kelly says, best wishes with your mom. Lee says, I'm planning to be part of the writers group. Yay.
Cool.
Lots of congrats for my dad. Maya is like, I'm going to make fajitas. Forget the Super Bowl. Let's eat the Super Bowl food.
Yes.
So,
Mahuzit. It's a technical term. Yeah.
Right.
I didn't realize I used it, but I know it's a word I use.
Yeah. Right.
So I must have said it at some point.
It went right past me. Kelly's trying to catch up with Trello. So for those who don't know, it's an online task management system.
Yeah.
Where you can just like move stuff from like in progress to done, or
it's like a Kanban board, but it's digital.
And you can reprioritize stuff as needed and whatever.
The Post-it app like extension that I use now offers a Kanban board.
Yeah, it's basically that. But Trello had what I wanted and it was free. I just got really used to using that sort of thing at work. And once I had more than one project to juggle, it was a lot easier to have it on Trello. So things would stop falling through the cracks, really.
Yeah.
So Bruce is like, whoa, querying.
Whoa.
Nightbot thinks we should be stretching.
I have like this knifing pain like in my temple.
Ooh.
Which like a hot shower helped, but I haven't done the nap thing yet either, so I don't know. We'll see if it leaves.
Maybe some caffeine?
I tried a little bit of caffeine and I tried a little bit of painkiller. So here's hoping.
Right. MM Ward and Spence are like, mechanical crayons don't melt. And Spence has some of them. So.
I used to, when I was a kid, like we used to live in Arizona and in the middle of the freaking desert. And so it would reach like 120, 130 degrees in the car, which is, a good heat for, it's a good heat for leather to heat up and for wax to melt. So I made the mistake, ? Of leaving my crayon box in the car. And so it all became like one giant magical crayon. And my mom was like, oh, you ruined your crayons. I'm like, no, now I have a master crayon. The whole thing works.
Oh my goodness. I mean, some people do it on purpose. They do the crayon melts and stuff.
Yeah. That was my accidental crayon melt.
Jennifer is here. Hello, and is keeping your mom in her thoughts.
Thank you so much.
Doc ends up with multiple copies of the HSA form, but never runs into where it needs. And you're totally invited to his writing group.
Oh, thank you.
So, Emma made the coffee at home because 70 minutes from my house because 70 minutes from my friend's sexy coffee hut. So I think that means her friend owns this coffee hut, but it's really far away.
Yeah. And also, it's a really sexy coffee hut.
Right. Yeah. So Spence is cleaning her kitchen and doing admin during the chats. I hear that. I hear that.
Are we friends yet?
Well, you can always fix that. Check your message requests if you're not.
I am attempting to. I don't know where to find them.
If you're on your computer, if you go to messages and then the ... Oh, wait, not. And then
hidden chats and message requests. And...
Yeah, message requests will let you know. So.
Hasn't come through yet.
Yep. Okay. So Bruce says, "Super crayon."
Super crayon.
I'm assuming in that exact tone of voice.
Super crayon.
So, and then Ward in Texas has heated food inside the car.
Mm-hmm.
Spence is a mad Crayola stan. 3 boxes in my desk, not to mention what Mini Spence has stashed away. I definitely have crayons that are not for the niece to touch. She can have like the broken up ones without like carefully sharpened
edges and all of that.
Yeah. So, and Andy is like, sexy coffee hut? I miss coffee huts, especially the sexy ones.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I didn't know there were sexy coffee huts.
There used to be a place in Stafford.
Okay.
By the name of Gargoyles. And it had it was like a questionable content sort of coffee shop. And it had
questionable content is a webcomic. Questionablecontent.net, not anything else. Okay.
Yeah, not anything else. And they had overstuffed furniture, and there was a comic store right next door, and it was like a magical, sexy coffee hut.
Wow. So MM Ward's friend owns her own lingerie barista coffee hut called Espresso X and is expanding to 3 locations soon.
That is amazing.
Wow.
Where is that? That is awesome. That is awesome.
Andy is joining you in mourning, Gargoyles.
Yeah.
So
I used to hang out there all the time. Which means we probably met at some point.
So let's see. Spence says Crayola recently released a Colors of the World skin tone set that I almost bought 5 packs of.
Yeah.
Doc's wife has a huge collection of things to color and write with.
Cool.
And Maya joins us in missing coffee shops.
Who sent me the manuscript for our book, so I get to start drawing. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Super exciting. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Doc is like, the world needs burlesque coffee.
Especially now.
Right? And Bruce would like to know what state you're in.
I know, me too. Colorado.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they have an Instagram page.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, do we know what time it is? Is it time to sprint?
I think it is.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this on the first try. Let's see. Share screen. Share audio. Chrome tab. Timer. And I'm still enjoying the 21 minutes. I find it really, really good for me. So let's get some writing in, or crafting, or cleaning your kitchen, or eating Cheez-Its, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you're doing.
In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're back.
Cool.
So, how did you do?
I got my week planned out
Nice.
and my end of the week review all mapped out.
Ooh. Cool.
And coloring in letters with crayons, which is really hard.
Whoops. I am writing in the wrong journal.
Cool.
This is the writing journal. The other one is my day job journal, not where I need to be writing my word count.
Whoops.
Yeah. So let's see. There we go. I think I got a couple hundred words. So.
Cool.
Hey, people who are hanging out, let us know what you're working on and how you're doing.
How did you do?
Wow, I'm doing math, all the math.
I am liking this font.
Okay.
Only 414 words. Sheesh.
Only, right? I hear you.
Never only.
Never only.
That was progress you made that you probably wouldn't have made otherwise.
Yep.
Any progress is good progress.
So let's see. I was at 6142, and I got 309 words. So I am not displeased.
Pretty good. More revision. Have completed a new version of my chapter, but I haven't pasted it into the manuscript yet. Right on.
Huh. Okay, well, I'll sort that out at the next break. Oh, Mr. Blendis says hi, but can't stay. So hello and welcome.
Hello.
So let's pop into the chat and see. Woo, people have been chatting away. So let's see. Doc's enjoying the bonus minute in the 21-minute sprints because 2021. Spence admits, nope, I did buy 5 packs. I kept one, gave one to Minnie Spence, niece and nephew, and have one waiting for the perfect recipient. With the 5, for those tuning in, she bought the Colors of the World skin tones from Crayola. So, and Ward talking about her friend with the sexy lingerie coffee shop. So proud of her. She's a single mom and does most of the work. Maya says, those of us in the US and UK are so lucky to get vaccines. Canada has almost none and new ones are delayed. Coffee shops might still be a no-go for me for a while. I am in the States, but I am not high risk and I am not over the age of 65. So I'm not on the list for at least the next 6 months, as far as I know.
Yeah, same here.
So as Andy said, even with the vaccines, I probably can't go until October at the earliest. Maya's like, we can make it 1 year down, 10 months to go.
Yeah.
And Ward reminded me that the Puppy Bowl is ending, but will restart in an hour and run for like 6 hours. So I guess twice back to back. I'm probably just going to buy it and watch it. So Doc says that he got, that's not a year, 2018 words edited, and went over his favorite line in the entire book. Her eyes took in the professor and myself standing there on the step. And you brought your husbands! How wonderful! The woman smiled with a particular sparkle in her eye. Kashmi! That's probably going to be hilarious in context because I know the professor and the main character, so myself, are not married to anyone, much less the same person, or at least not yet. I mean, I can't see the professor seeing anyone in a romantic sense. But yeah, so Andy only, quote unquote, got 414 words this time on a short story. Awesome. Bruce is working on revision, completed a new version of a chapter, but hasn't pasted it into the manuscript yet. So let's see. Ward is writing a scene where the MC is helping translate an ancient temple found in the Sahara, older than the temples at Bedos and Nekin. So Kelly got 250, is aiming for 1,500 this session. Found out about a deadline tomorrow, like 2, maybe 3 days ago. I hear that. Bruce says when he pastes this chapter in, he's pretty sure it'll put his manuscript over 80,000 words. Snaps. Not that I'm good at snapping. I'm very bad at snapping. I make no noise. I make this noise with this hand, which isn't much, and I can only snap with my ring finger and my thumb on the other hand. Nothing else makes noise. So I'm a very weird snapper. I think it's partially because of the hypermobility. So my fingers keep bending. I don't know. It's a thing. I'm bad at snapping.
All my fingers are bent, so like right. I can snap all of my fingers.
I can pop all of them. Does that count? So Spence got a not insignificant portion of her kitchen cleaned. So nice. That's awesome. Emma Ward shared with us from her story that the hieroglyphs are unrecognizable, mixed with letters on the wall that are unlike any form of Coptic, Sanskrit, or Proto-Sinaitic. Ooh, did you see the news thing where they think they may have a clue for translating Linear A? They have Linear B, which is an ancient Minoan language, but Linear A seemed to use a lot of the same symbols, but maybe for different things. And so they think they've sorted out that half of them are similar words and half of them are place or name symbols. So kind of cool, super exciting. Doc says that he's high risk, but still having problems getting high enough on the list to get a vaccine. I'm sorry, Al. I'm going to tell Nightbot to ignore symbols because it doesn't like your little arrow in your name. So Spence says, I'm not even thinking about getting a vaccine until the local school teachers are. Then I'll know the time frame for putting the pizza demon back in school. Back in. School is closing again. Oh my goodness. So Al just made dinner and it's 10:30 where they are. So mashed potatoes and noodles. Emma Ward says that Linear A is so pretty and they write in a spiral, which is so cool. And I agree. Sako is looking so fancy. So it's the necklace.
It's the necklace. Yeah.
And Al is shaking their fist. It's their mortal enemy, the Nightbot. So Nightbot hates Al. That's because Al has the quotes and the exclamation mark, and then the dash and the arrow for the Your name has too many symbols for Nightbot. I think is the real issue. But let's during the next break, I may break into it and see if I can turn off the symbolism issues. So Maya says that they currently work in a hospital part-time and hope they get more vaccines soon. Here,
I hope so too.
Yeah. So let's see. Spam protection. Excess symbols, disable. There you go. That should be saved. You should be good. Okay. So hopefully less issues with Al now. Fingers crossed. So my plan for this evening is that tree going down and some puppy bowl. So next time you see me on the stream, no trees. Not here or there.
I didn't even know.
Right? It's because I sit here and I also have a desk here, and that way I always had a tree out of the corner of my eye while sitting at my desk.
That's nice.
So, so
You
yeah.
could have a Galentine's tree.
I could, but it would be nice to hang my guitar back on the wall.
That would also be cool.
So, and you know, I got called out yesterday while I was at the getting paid to be a speaker by them being like, "Is that a tree in your background?" I was like, "Yes, it's real." Bruce is enjoying my second tree, so it's a table topper, and it just has
the surprise twist no one was expecting.
It just has a red ribbon twisted around it, a star on the top, and one box of red old-timey ornaments on it. So just enough to give that room a little sparkle and a little festive cheer. So Al is like, "Yeah, die, Nightbot." So hopefully the YouTube duel of the century, Al versus Nightbot. Dun 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 dun. Mortal Kombat. But my cup is empty.
Then it's time for a sprint. Then
clearly, if my cup is empty, it's time to get some words in. So let's set this timer. Let's warm up our writing fingers. I mean, you got to stretch first, or you might like cramp a finger, right? Doc is like, "Finish it." Al is like, "Fight." Doc acknowledged the fact that my cup runneth under. MM Ward is totally on board for the Valentine tree, the spring equinox tree, the Easter tree, the Beltane tree.
Oh, it's been a minute since I've done some of these stretches.
Right? Ooh, ow.
Writer stretches.
Oh.
Because my hands are like this most of the time
right?
while I'm drawing and stuff. So like stretching the tendons in my fingers is like, hello.
I try to remind my shoulders that they can go back and down and not just hunch forward.
Yeah.
So. Okay, I think I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Cool. Little neck stretch. And 3, 2, 1, right. Or refill your water cup. Or both. And we're back. Oh, so I spent that sprint outlining what I've already written because I'm working in the new point of view character and I want to pace it properly. So I'm just doing, one sentence outlines of, I think I have one that is training montage and chat with character. It's not an extensive outline because I don't. How's your sprint?
Pretty good. I'm trying to figure out what I'm running my players through on Saturday. Planning evil vampire things.
I mean, there's always the Temple of Elemental Evil. It's classic.
For D&D, maybe.
We ended up so underpowered that our GM, in lieu of killing us, let us run away and stole all our gear. And so now we're meandering through the woods right now, trying to find a druid or an NPC who used to be an adventurer who their party didn't have a high enough level cleric, but they had a high enough level druid, so she got reincarnated as a dryad. So we're trying to find a nice new home for her sapling in a box.
I
and
see.
She's being very picky about which hillside she wants to be planted on.
Sure.
So popping into the comments, Andy's got to jump, got 375 words and is off to help with dinner and the wife's project for the cats. Dun, dun, dun. Well, good luck. And thanks for coming. Andy would also like to say, Anarchs invade the Toreador Primogen 10 turns out to be a Setite.
So it's funny you mentioned those things. So the Anarchs are basically being attacked, and we don't know by who. That is the mystery. And in a previous game, the Keeper of Elysium, who was a player character, was a Setite pretending to be a Ventru, which was super fun. She was great.
I mean, Setite's got a Setite.
Setite's got a Setite.
Sorry, there was a Samoa cookie with my name on it.
I want a Samoa cookie.
I know someone who's actively selling Girl Scout cookies right now that you could probably get a hookup from.
Don't tell me that.
But my niece is selling Girl Scout cookies right now.
I would like to purchase cookies from her.
I will hook you up.
Hooray.
At least I think they are. They usually keep selling for a couple weeks after the shipment comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think I can hook you up.
Awesome.
So, in other news, Doc got over 1,000 words edited and ended up with a bunch of notes about Indian religion.
Cool.
So, that's awesome. And then Ward says, is there a carnival in town? Carnies paid to trap them in the Hall of Mirrors where the sunlight can touch every corner. Dun, dun, dun.
That's a thought. I'll think on that one.
Spence did as much as she could tolerate in the kitchen, but it was a lot and is totally satisfied. And next sprint, dinner. Al asked if we enjoyed their Nightbot story, which, let's see.
Scream.
Right? Al sneaks up behind Nightbot. Nightbot spins around to face Al. Al hides quickly. You have to sleep sometime, Nightbot. No, I don't. I'm a computer program. Al goes, you go into sleep mode, and when you do, watch out. Thank you. Thank you. It was lovely. Thoroughly enjoyed. I gotta say, I enjoyed my robot voice.
So, that voice acting chops. Like.
Right. Especially since I didn't read ahead and was like, oh no, I need to switch voices now. Stat. Oh, so Al bowed for us. So yeah, lovely. Oh goodness, I was not ready for Sunday.
Me either.
I could use another day this week.
I could use another day.
So somebody, maybe a couple people, recommended to me the webcomic The Tower of God.
Yeah.
Which is totally an anime tower where you keep fighting your way to the end.
What's the word I'm looking for? The ziggurat sort of system.
Yeah. And you, as far as I can tell, never age once you enter the tower. You just power up and keep powering up. And if you get to the top of the tower, you can become immortal or something like that.
Sure.
Anyway, dude's been posting basically an entire comic book worth of updates a week since like 2015.
Holy crap.
Maybe 2013. I don't know. I'm up to 2019, but it's a lot of story.
Sounds like it.
So, but like, yeah. And I heard it was going to be adopted into an anime. So, super exciting.
That's cool.
Assuming it actually pans out and it's not just somebody getting the rights to and then never doing anything with it.
Yeah.
Which is definitely something that happens.
It is.
So yeah.
Right on, Doc.
Doc is taking the next 2 days off to recover from all the work stress.
Maybe I will too.
That's a pretty awesome idea. I am currently getting paid to do nothing because my project ended on the 29th and there's other things ramping up right now. But the only thing I could help out with right now requires going into the office to test on some hardware. And I'm in 2 weeks of quarantine and prep for the baby's birth. So I can't go in right now. And my boss was super understanding and is like, yeah, no, totally, that's fine. We'll work around it. But I'm anxious for the baby's birth and also anxious to get on a new project because overhead can float me for a little bit, but not a long bit. And so it's a little fraught. It's a little stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I know how fortunate I am. That's part of the reason I work for the company I do is because they do keep people between projects on staff. You don't need to find coverage the second you're done with a project. So, but it's not a comfortable space to be.
No.
Especially in these pandemic times. So,
yeah.
Let's see.
Sister's baby.
Oh, yes. My sister is due on the 12th. And babies are full term and are basically due any time between 2 weeks before the due date and 2 weeks after is perfectly normal because they count you as pregnant 2 weeks before you have the intimate encounter in which you become pregnant because they start counting at the first day of your previous period, which is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So when people are like, oh my goodness, why don't you know you're pregnant when you're at 6 weeks? I'm like, you're 1 day past missing your period, assuming it shows up exactly on time every month. You can't pee on a stick for another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. So anyway, Al says that they gave birth on their due date.
I was born a month late.
Oh wow! I'm a twin, so we were born a month early, which is basically on time for twins because gravity works. My sister has an older daughter who is 9, who was born the day before her due date last time. So she was due on 4/20, and my sister's like, really 4/20, and the kid was born on 4/19. So, right. I'm relieved to have avoided that slight little call out for.
Yeah.
So she's just hoping that her daughter is not born on Valentine's.
Yeah.
The due date is the 12th. Today is the day I put my money on, but no kid. So let me double check.
I think I voted for the 8th. Maybe.
Let me see. I might have it open. Yeah, I have it open. Okay. You voted for the 14th.
14th.
For
I was like, V-Day.
Right.
Of course, V-Day.
Yeah. So the 7th was mine. We did not want the kid born yesterday because that's my dad's birthday.
There is nothing wrong with 2 relatives having the same birthday.
Oh, yeah. It's just when I call to give my dad a happy birthday call, I got to listen to a monologue for 45 minutes. So. MM was a month late, and her mother never let her forget that she carried me for 10 months.
Jeez.
Done. But yeah, no. My sister is due on Chinese New Year.
Oh, yay.
Which is super cute. So my cousin, who was due in April, basically on my first niece's birthday, she lives 10 minutes from me, and her husband is Chinese, like immigrated over in his early teens or whatever. So
cool.
They're super excited, and I got a cute little ox stuffed animal for both of them. And
you're the ox. Yeah.
Because my cousin was like, I can't find a cute ox, and I was like, on it. So,
the Chinese got that down.
Oh yeah. So, and it came in a 2-pack, and one was a very muted kind of like silk, and one had bright flowers. And my cousin's like, I like the muted one, and I'm like, okay, I'll give the other one to my sister. Especially since the kid is due on that day, you know. So it seemed appropriate. But yeah, so I'm doing nothing other than checking my chat logs to see if my sister says it's go time.
Yeah, just like waiting.
Right. Although, I mean,
how about now?
I held my sister's hand with the first kid. I know as soon as she starts feeling contractions, it'll be like 2-3 hours before they're regular and start to get close together, and they start thinking about going to the birthing center. I know it's not like I feel a contraction, water break, baby coming out. That's not, it can happen like that, but not normally.
Yeah.
So yeah. Evan Ward says the Lunar New Year is the real start of 2021. We've been living in 2020's hangover for the last 38 days.
Ain't that the goddamn truth?
I can work with that. Yep. So wait. Are you saying I should take down my tree on the 12th?
No, you're part of the problem.
Right. Bruce says I was on time, but over 9 pounds, and I apologize to my mom for that to this day.
Oh.
They told my mom that we weren't going to be able to go home until we were at least 5 pounds, and my sister came out at like 5 pounds 2 ounces, and I was like 5 pounds 4 ounces, or vice versa. So
cool.
So yeah. Dislocated hips because there was the whole there's only so much space in a and we were almost locked twins because she started on her way out. I was like, no, I want to be born first. And then my head got caught on her shoulder and her head's like in the exit canal.
Oh, jeez.
And we were stuck and we kept her up all night. And at like 4:30, they start talking about in the morning, they start talking C-section. And I'm like, oh my gosh, fine. You want to be born first so much. So I kick her out and she's born gray and not breathing. And 2 minutes later, I come out kicking and screaming. So I say I kicked her out. Amanda says, that's a lot of motivation to give a person before they're even born. She also says it gets more elaborate every time I tell it. She had like an Apgar 3, but she had pinked up before I was born. Clearly, she's doing okay.
She's doing fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Doc says it's not like TV where children are born in the morning and are 10 years old before dinner. # WandaVision.
Yeah.
Kelly just noticed that my tree was still up. Lee asks if anyone has heard of Neiman Springs Publishing. I have not. I think the Sako husband's beard got thicker. Did his beard get bushier? That's great.
Absolutely.
I'll love it. I'll love it. So, Bruce, I believe, enjoyed the Morgan Hazelwood origin story. Doc asks, what part of Raider does she not understand?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Ab was in labor for 5 minutes shy of 40 hours. Oh my gosh. So you're probably going to want to kill my sister for her last labor. I think she went into labor about 4 a.m., but she could mostly nap through it because it was low level. And she dozed on and off until about 9 a.m. And then I came over and we walked around and stuff. And she had a home water birth with no complications. She didn't intend to labor in the pool because they just set it up the day before and it was cold. It's the only time her ex-husband has ever been cold while my sister was not. Was while he was supporting her in the tub while my sister was giving birth, and I was holding one hand, and we had a midwife assistant, and our other friend who was a paramedic there. So we were all set. It was totally low risk, and she wasn't screaming for an epidural or anything like that. It just progressed naturally. She said the most painful part was the quote unquote massage of her belly after the birth, so that the
get the afterbirth and all of that.
After the afterbirth came out to get the uterus to like contract or something, they quote unquote massage it, but she's like, they were basically punching my stomach here. It was very forceful. So yeah, I called my mom. I was like, the baby's here. And she's like, you're supposed to call when they went to the hospital. I'm like, so fun fact.
Fun fact.
It was a planned home water birth, but my sister literally lived across the street from the fire department and 10 minutes down the road from the hospital. So, I mean, I grew up in a small town. Things are not quite that accessible. But yeah. So
Doc is just like, doo.
Right? My mom's like, thank you for not telling me, or I would have been totally stressed out. So, but this was 9 years ago. My sister's a little older now, so she's gonna do the birthing at midwife center rather than at actual home. Mm-hmm. MM says that she actually left the hospital, went and ate pancakes, then went back for the next 24 hours. Yeah, and until you get to like 6 centimeters or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
My mom says when she first went into labor, they went to the hospital and they're like, oh, you're not ready yet. And so they go back home, boom, 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 all over the cobblestone roads, bounce, 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 has a glass of wine, bounce, bounce, bounce all the way back over those bouncy roads and all the potholes and stuff. So, let's see. Spence says, I was induced, so it was like 24 hours of lying in a hospital bed. And when it came time to push and shove, it was only like 5 minutes. Yeah.
I was a similar thing. But the thing is I was a breech birth.
Ooh.
And I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my throat, and I was gripping the cord with my little iron grip. And
Well,
so
gripping it
I was
meant
complicated. Both my sister and I were complicated births.
wow. Gripping means it wasn't choking you, right? It's because you were holding.
I was choking myself. Yeah. That was the thing.
That wasn't your smartest move, but it was early. You got better.
Well, something choking.
Anyway, so the next puppy bowl just started, and it's a different group of puppies than the last one. Okay, so anyway, humans are really squishy, and says 40 hours for the first daughter. Oh, I guess home birth for the first daughter, and for my youngest, I just couldn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Doc's like,
no
kid, never been in labor. So
couldn't come get the nurses. Yeah.
Oh no, you couldn't get the nurse to come while you were crowning. Oh my god, that's frustrating. Kelly says that his ex delivered without an epidural for all 3 of theirs, and the second one was in a rush. Almost made the backseat of the car impossible to clean. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my mom didn't do painkillers either.
Yeah. My mom said by the time she wanted the epidural, they're like, oh no, it's too late. You're fully dilated. We're doing this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, which seems like a pretty common thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely heard multiple people have that sort of
experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I've got babies on the mind right now. Can't imagine why.
Can't imagine why.
Spence was 100 team epidural. So I totally get that. From what I hear, when they induce you, it triggers the response, but without the endorphins and the natural stuff that suppresses the pain because it's artificially induced, so it hurts more when you're induced.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mom was going to be induced. I decided to come the day before they were going to induce.
Yeah. And once they induce, they get the epidural. And once the epidural happens, it slows down the actual process. So the more interventions you have, the more likely you need more interventions, which is why my sister ended up doing the home birth last time.
Yeah.
It's like we're not saying no hospital, but we are low risk. It seems safe. We are close enough we can get in if we need to.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh no, said I had an allergic reaction to the epidural and the heart almost stopped. So never had another. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's not awesome.
That is, what a terrible way to find out.
Yeah, that's pretty traumatic.
Yikes.
So anyway, do we want to get one more sprint in and then before I abandon you for the puppy bowl?
Yes.
Okay, let's see how this thing works. I'm gonna reset the timer. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen and let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Right? Eat Girl Scout cookies. You do you.
I want Girl Scout cookies.
And we're back. Oh, so how was your sprint?
Pretty good. I went looking for more fonts because I'm a type geek. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, what can I hand draw?
Yeah. So can you do me a favor? I have been using Open Dyslexic because it's, dyslexic friendly, but I kind of hate it. I'm really tired of it.
There is another one, that Optima.
Okay.
That is supposed to be dyslexic friendly.
I mean, I've heard that Comic Sans is dyslexic friendly.
Blech.
But I don't want all of my artist friends to murder me in my sleep. Also, Papyrus.
Overdone fonts for 500, Alex.
I mean, there's a reason they appealed, but yeah. I know one of the webcomic artists I follow that she's dyslexic, and when she was learning to read, comic books were where she actually started to make progress, and that's, to my way of thinking, probably part of it. So
right on.
But yeah, so good sprint.
Good sprint.
I finished outlining what I had, and then I started coming up with ideas of plot points and stuff for my secondary character.
Yay!
And I think my third point of view might just be like 2 or 3 chapters from each of the humans, and then 1 from the octopus person, and just a couple sprinkled in, but enough that we get that alien point of view, because I know people are like, ooh, it's a story about octopus people, and then I have no octopus people point of view, and it's very much a letdown, and I don't want
to be that guy.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it would be interesting also to, show the other point of view, and it would really add depth and stuff to the story, because seeing stuff from one point of view is kind of boring sometimes. So, and I think I got like 15 words written.
Cool.
So pop into the comments. Spence said that the pizza demon was raising my blood pressure before he was born. I hope it never gets quite that high again.
Yeah.
So then we were talking about the puppy bowl.
Yay, puppy bowl.
There's one that is super fluffy, and I have noticed that unfortunately there aren't as many fluffy dogs as there are non-fluffy dogs, and so they can't fully staff Team Fluff with fluffy dogs and Team Rough with short furred dogs. So there are puppies in tutus as the cheerleaders this year. And the ward's like, I'm so bad. I'm watching puppies and not writing. I'm like, what is bad about this? I don't get it. As always, they change dogs at least at halftime, if not more.
Yeah.
So, they switched out for the larger puppies because you want them playing in their weight class, really. So.
Okay.
Mr. Spence likes Papyrus because it's dyslexic friendly, legit. Doc says he's willing to help brainstorm my octopod point of view. I will definitely hit you up once I get done with my human point of view. And says cephalopodian sounds so cool. Maybe I'll call them cephalopodians. Right now, I call them after their planet, which makes it a little tricky when you have humans who have lived on that planet for a couple generations.
Indeed.
So, but yeah. So talking this sprint, Doc got another 2,383 words edited, and now they're up to Tika's battle against one of the kindred of Kali. Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, 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 bum.
Right? Kelly got another 400 words. And Bruce is on his last round of revisions before querying again. Fist bump. Boom. Right there with you. You look like you were punching him because of the... and he also found a couple publishers this week that let you query them directly without agents. So true. But if you are going to go agented, once you query or submit to the publishing house, that means that any potential agent you get in the future can't submit there ever for that story. So I might suggest going agents at least a couple of rounds before reaching out to the publishers, just so that if you do get an agent who wants revisions, because they know the houses, they know the market, and hopefully they can help you tweak your manuscript to fit what the editors at the publishing houses are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, whoa, I'm caught up on comments.
What?
Right? I was like, scroll. Wait, it's not scrolling. Why does it not scroll? Understand. So,
cool.
Bruce said, thanks for, good to know. Thanks about the publishers. Yeah. Because technically, if you completely revise and it has a totally different feel, you can re-query an agent, you can resubmit to a publisher, but it's hard to say, is it a complete revision or have I just tweaked it a lot? And, you know, it gets a little tricky. And so yeah. And I double checked with my sister, and Girl Scouts can still be delivered, just not hand delivered. So
no problemo.
Girl Scout cookies. So I'll send you the link for her website.
Thank you.
What? It says the sale has ended? I'm very confused now.
I thought they just said...
I know. My link says no for her, question mark. So I will look into it.
Okay.
Did you?
Cool.
So yeah. If not, other Girl Scout troops are just ramping up. Hers is super, super early. Let me tell you, during the week between Christmas and New Year's, while you're overeating from the holidays and your budget is looking pretty thin, your niece saying, buy Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, no.
Seems a little fraught.
Yeah.
Fraught. So Doc chimed in and said, even if the publishing house is interested, you can get an agent to help you negotiate the deal.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. I've heard a lot of people suggest, reach out to agents and be like, hey, can you at least look over the paperwork? So, oh, my niece is quitting Girl Scouts and the link is dead, but she'll hook us up with another link.
Okay, cool.
Girl Scouts.
I didn't realize she was quitting Girl Scouts.
I mean, there's only so much you can get out of Girl Scouts when they deliver a craft box to your door once a month and you hang out on Zoom.
Yeah.
So,
I get it. Well, it's 6:45.
It is, and I have some puppies to watch and people have dinner to eat. So let's go ahead and call it. Remember, I am off next week. Enjoy your Valentine's or Galentine's or whatever you feel like doing. Yes, it is possible to quit the cookie mafia. It's very easy. You just stop showing up.
Yeah, they don't break your knees or anything.
Yeah. So, but thank you all for coming. Sako, did you want to do your outro?
Hang out here. I do stuff.
So, and I'm Morgan Hazelwood. You can find me on every social media possible because I have no concept of limits. And I'll be back again in 2 weeks with more writing sprints and I'll keep blogging and vlogging in the meantime. So
Yeah.
fun and great to see you all. Very glad you all made it, and have a great couple weeks. Bye.